I did. That was the pushing point. Now I knew that I knew that I wanted to. I felt like I wanted to run for office because it was on my heart, but I just didn't know what and when and why, and that kind of set me. And then I'm in the field of education, so it's like, yes, this is right, and it's something that I could do even when I'm sick and tired. So I'm doing it.
Okay, we'll do it. Yay. Do it. Now, I heard you say you're in the field of education. Yeah. What exactly are you doing in education, Jackie?
So right now, my last day on my job was February 1st, and I'll walk it back. I was stationed, I was in the active duty military, and I was an instructor for my last tour. I spent 6 years on instructor duty because I got sick, all this good stuff. And while I was on instructor duty, I decided to get my degree in workforce education, training, and development. And from that, I knew that I loved teaching. You know what I mean? I love building curriculum. I love all that good jazz. Okay. And so when I got out, when I transitioned into the civilian world, I was a facilitator for a while for the Fleet and Family Support Centers. That's the folks that provide support to the families. And then I took a job as an instructional systems designer or a learning specialist where I built curriculum and built e-learning, so online courses, self-paced courses for the Navy. And I was really good at that. I think I was really good. I like to think I was pretty good at it. And I decided it was time to grow creatively. I had some ideas. And we know that the military moves a little slower than folks, but I just had all these ideas. And that after 4.5 years on my job, I've started now a business. It's called Lurch, a bite-sized learning company with right-sized solutions. So I focus on micro-learning, the idea of taking large concepts and breaking them down into chunks for the modern learner. So people like to say that social media and all these things are for millennials, but really it's for modern folks. So whether you're 55 or 105, somewhere in there, the idea of social media, YouTube, I say YouTube University, is a part of our lives. So incorporating these things into our learning experiences, taking bite-sized chunk, teaching the test is like something that I kind of say it's like giving them exactly what they need to take away to go out and be successful. And it's difficult for people to do because sometimes we want to put everything in a course, everything when we don't need everything. We end up having folks that are taking away things that we didn't even want them. You know what I mean? So that's what I do. That's what I do.
That is a whole lot. How do you handle that? That's like multiple. You wear so many hats. How do you?
Well, my business is an infant.
You know, just this business, but you just quit your full time, doing full time. But now now you have enough time to just dive right into this.
Yes, yeah.
You know, on top of the candidacy and then the 10, 15, 20
homework house
kids and the homework house. How do you juggle family and career?
So one thing that I like to do is I make, even though this is my dream, my vision, no one can execute your vision like you, but we do nothing by ourselves. So my village is a part of what I'm doing. My son is my co-campaign manager. Like he actually works, he goes out to civic leagues and speaks on my behalf. Really? I was actually talking to somebody today that was like, oh, now
your son's the oldest.
My son is the oldest. He's 11. Yeah.
Okay.
So he goes and he knocks doors. So yes, our children should meet one day.
Yes.
He knocks on doors.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So when he knocks on doors, what exactly is he saying?
He's saying what would come out of my mouth.
Really?
My mother is running for this, and here's why it's important. It's the first fully elected school board. Like he gives the spiel, like the rundown. Like he's probably better than I am.
Really?
Yes. He's amazing. And you know what? It let me know, because we've had so many other things going on that I almost was like about to say, I can't do this. I got to put my family first. But he reminds me that he is still a child, but children are brilliant, and we are meant to manage their maturity, not their not just their knowledge. So this is a thing where.
So well said.
Yeah, he's all children. Maturity. All children are very intelligent and very smart. Like that's hands down. That's just the given. They're very intelligent. Their brains just take in so many things. But that maturity level is what we have to manage. So I have to know realize sometimes I'm talking to an 11-year-old, even though he's doing these amazing things, and really make sure that he the things that he's doing is based off maturity level.
Maturity level,
makes any sense. So he's a part of the process. You know, my daughter is a part of the process. She adds value by.
And I was just about to say, what exactly does little?
She's not a speaker. She doesn't like to talk,
okay.
But she will hand out. She likes to hand things out. Okay. I will go. She comes with me to Civic Leagues, and she's like, "I'm going to hand out the pamphlets. Is it my time to hand out the pamphlets?"
And
then the other
ready to take her turn.
Mm-hmm. Is it my time?
Her part.
And then the other children in my neighborhood, they just walk with me. They'll tell people about the homework house. So everybody's got a part. Mm-hmm. My husband is a brilliant writer, so when I have things I need to hand in, he's definitely, can you proof this for me? Can you look this over for me? And I ask him to show up when I need him, because he's a very introverted sort of person.
Okay.
Not very public, but we all have our roles.
Yes. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like your family definitely, each and every person and member in your household has an intricate role to play.
Mm-hmm. We run our house like a small business, too. That is the truth.
Do you think that's important?
I think it's truly important. I think part of, and when we're getting back to the school system side, is being able to advocate for yourself and being able to advocate for your children. So we run our house like a small business. My husband is the CEO. I'm the CFO and the COO, which means I manage the money and the operations. There's no business without the money and operation, but there's also no structure without somebody that is able to manage the whole process as a whole. Mm-hmm. My children are stakeholders and employees. So we know that what we put into business, the interest comes down to them. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I like to think of it as, if you've ever dealt with project management, like agile project management, it's an iterative process, managing our business. We have to come to the table and say, you know what, these consequences weren't working this week, so we need to reassess, because in order for our business, our household to function properly, we need to have consequences that work, both good and bad. And I think that has allowed us to be able to show up for each other, like with school. When my son has issues at school, he's understand it's a process. Like our business at home, running is a process. If I have an issue with the teacher, I can take it to that teacher. I know that teacher has a bunch of students, so let me go ahead and email her, because the middle schoolers have email. You know, let me go ahead and email her and say, I understand. Here's the issue that I touch base with you on. Can I? So it's really about giving our tools that we give our children starts at home, which is why my motto is connecting the community to the classrooms, because it does require us to be connected to each other, whether it's me connected to the children across the street, because their parents let me talk to the teachers, because I'm with them. I'm with them. I do the homework. I can talk to the teacher on their behalf, because they're working folks too. But really getting connected as a community so that we can do a better service to our little scholars in school, and we can do a better service to them as citizens, so they show up ready to learn and support it. And the teachers will feel that effect too. It trickles down and across and out, you know.
Oh, I like how you did that. Just down, across,
and out.
Yeah. That's almost a dance. Yeah. True. I like that. That. So what are you hoping to achieve once you're elected? And you notice how I said once you are elected.
Yes, ma'am.
So once you're elected, what is the ultimate goal? What are you hoping to change as far as education?
Okay, so what I'm hoping that we do as a community is build a level of trust back into the board. One things that I know policy-wise that I just want to do is I want the school board to have a committed process as to how they respond to public inquiries. So if you take your time out as a parent to show up to a school board meeting with a concern, that there's a systematic approach to responding to you. Because we know that some parents, they show up to the board meetings, they don't even know they get 3 minutes to speak. They don't even know that the board is not going to respond to them right when they're sitting there. And they don't even know what the follow-up looks like. So I'd like that to be something that we just take on and just nip that in the bud, make that available and in plain language for parents to understand. Two, again, the idea here is that we connect the communities to the classroom. I would love to see us have, again, a systematic approach for CBOs, community-based organizations, and faith-based organizations to be able to come into our schools and support and fill in those gaps that we know that our school system, money-wise, doesn't have.
Do you think that it's possible?
I know that it's possible because I've talked to people who have done that, created those relationships, but they've fallen apart because, there was a principal changeover, or the point of contact is no longer at that school. So the relationship kind of fell apart. There are a lot of people out there doing some amazing things that directly influence some of the resource gaps and money gaps that we have within our school system. And we just have to find a way to be able to sustain those relationships, whether it's through the Norfolk Education Foundation or whatever the process is. We've got to nail that in the ground so that if you wanted to show up in a meaningful way, you can do that and it be consistent, and you don't have to worry about, well, I'm not sure once they get a new dean if this is going to be, you know what I mean? Right. There's got to be some level of consistency, which builds trust because you know what to expect, and move forward from there. But those are like two of the main things. I think when you have a trust issue, you have to address that before people will even buy into whether you're making good or bad decisions. If people don't trust you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could be doing amazing things for the school system, but people are like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. So I think we need a board that is out there understanding the community. We need people that are doing things in the community and are willing to continue to figure out ways to connect us, that we are not just this board, but we are members of the community, representing the community, holding the school's leadership accountable to what is good for our little scholars and citizens. That's what I want to do. It is a trust exercise. So I know that the first couple years will be an exercise of building that muscle of what does it look like for me to be a board member, and what does it look like to include the community in that process. But I'm ready for that. And I think it needs to happen. It needs to happen. And this is an opportunity for us. This will be the first fully elected school board for Norfolk Public Schools. So, yes. So for the past 60 plus years, the school board has been appointed by the city council. So we have 2 members on the board right now that are elected, and 5 that are appointed. So once this next class of board members are elected, it'll be the community's first fully elected school board. So we're on the brink of history here, right? Wow. So I think it's a starting line. So we've got to get as many people to that starting line and excited about
getting
this.
More people involved.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, how can, and speaking of involvement, how can we, the community, be involved in what you're doing? Be involved in the process.
Oh, the process in me running for office?
Yes.
So
anyone listening who says, wow, I really like what she stands for. I really want to be involved in the process.
All right, I will tell you, I canvass almost every day. I'm always looking for volunteers to knock on doors. Even if you're not comfortable with it, there's other ways. So we'll start with canvassing. So every Saturday, we canvass somewhere between 12:30 and 1 o'clock. We meet right here at my house, 2747 Vincent Avenue in Norfolk. And we have
you hear that, you guys. She needs help. Volunteers, please come volunteer and
volunteer.
Help. You wanted to know how you can help. This is how you can help.
Definitely. And again, I love to meet the people that want to spread the good word about what we're trying to do here. So come by the house. We'll get you your walk sheet, and you'll get some doors to knock on. And even if you don't feel maybe you want to knock doors in your neighborhood, I'm willing to take you some literature, and then you go to the folks around your neighborhood and say, hey, tell them about me. Or maybe you want to host. Get 5 friends together. I'll come over and talk to anybody. I'll come over and talk to anybody. I'm always accepting donations, and if you go to either my Facebook or Facebook account, or on Facebook, it's Jackie Glass School Board for Ward 3. If you type that in, you'll find me. Or you can go to my website and get to everything. It's Jackie FORNPS, Jackie4NPS.com. Awesome. And that has all the information there. And one of the things that I'm encouraging people, even if you decide, Jackie's not my candidate, but I still want to do something. If you go to my website, I'm issuing a challenge to the citizens of Norfolk. It's called the 160 Challenge. I'm asking folks to do one thing in 60 days. So I started this challenge on March 1st. So it runs from March 1st to May 1st. And we were asking you to do one thing for either a little citizen in your neighborhood or for a local school. So that could just be going out and picking up the trash around the school. That could be, stopping once a kid walks by on your block, just today saying, how was your day, sir? Or, young lady, whatever that looks like. Maybe you want some more ideas. If you go to my website, you click on the We Can plan, because this is a whole plan that we're going to continue for as long as I'm breathing. And there's a